For years, Meghan Trainor proudly stood in the spotlight as the curvy pop star who turned her own insecurities into an anthem. All About That Bass wasn't just a hit, it was her story. She sang about loving her body, defended fuller figures, and became a symbol for people who felt unseen. She once said her curves were part of who she was, but then something changed. Quietly at first, and then all at once. After the birth of her second child, Meghan revealed she had lost 60 pounds. To many, it seemed sudden. Too sudden, and the questions began. Was this a personal health decision, or something more complicated? Had the pressure of fame finally pushed her into a transformation she once said she didn't need? What should have been a moment of joy quickly turned into a cloud of suspicion and debate? Or did her weight drop so quickly that it makes people wonder if something more, something not fully explained, played a bigger role than she let on? Today, we look deeper. Before the debates and headlines, Meghan Trainor built her career on honesty. She stepped into the music world young, writing songs as a teenager and chasing a dream long before anyone knew her name. At 21 years old, she suddenly became famous when All About That Bass exploded into a global hit. The song wasn't just catchy, it carried a message about loving your body, and Meghan proudly stood behind it. People saw her as a new, confident voice in pop music, someone who celebrated curves in an industry known for impossible standards. But fame came with expectations. Many believed she should always look and think the same as she did at 21, frozen in the moment she first became a star. Life, however, moved forward. Meghan got married, entered her late 20s, and stepped into motherhood, a role that brought joy, but also heavy physical and emotional challenges. Now in her 30s, she openly talks about the toll pregnancy and postpartum recovery took on her body, when she later shared that she had lost 60 pounds with the help of doctors, nutrition experts, and a full health team. She said she felt stronger and happier than she ever had, but not everyone saw it as a simple health decision. Some fans felt disconnected, comparing the new Meghan to the 21-year-old who once sang proudly about curves. Others pointed to the cosmetic choices she had discussed in the past, adding more fuel to the conversation. For Meghan, the transformation wasn't about abandoning her past. It was about becoming who she needed to be, for her health, her family, and her own peace. Still, the speed of her transformation and the timing of it left many wondering if more was involved than she chose to share. The real turning point came when Meghan Trainor decided to be fully open about how she lost the weight. She shared that she had used Mounjaro, a GLP-1 medication originally created for diabetes, but now widely known for helping with weight loss. In a world where many celebrities hide their methods, Meghan chose honesty. But that honesty came with a cost. Right away, the internet reacted. Some people accused her of taking the easy way out. Others said using a medical treatment went against the body-positive image she once represented. An allowed group online used harsh words, calling the medication a poison fat drug, turning her personal decision into something dark and shameful. What made it harder was the double standard she faced. For years, she had been teased for being too big. Now, after losing weight, she was mocked for being too thin or not herself anymore. Many comments hurt more than the old ones because Meghan felt healthier than she ever had, yet the public still found a way to criticize her. Then came her song, Still Don't Care. She wrote it as a way to push back against the negativity, to show strength, and to take control of her story. Some fans loved it, saying it showed courage, but others complained that she was drawing even more attention to the controversy by responding through music. Suddenly, her weight loss journey wasn't just her own anymore. It became a public argument, a place where people projected their beliefs, fears, and insecurities. And Meghan, caught in the middle, realized that the real battle wasn't the weight she had lost, but the judgment she had gained. Once Meghan Trainor shared her transformation, the reaction spread quickly across social media, news shows, and entertainment platforms. What followed was a wave of opinions, sharp, emotional, and often completely opposite from one another. Meghan said the criticism around her new body felt harsher than anything she had experienced before. In her eyes, the world had become louder, crueler, and quicker to attack. Some longtime fans felt hurt. They said the Meghan who once celebrated fuller bodies seemed different now, and they didn't know how to connect with this new version of her. Others worried that her transformation might influence young people to chase fast weight loss or see medications as shortcuts. Their concerns grew as GLP-1 drugs became more popular in the media, but many people defended her strongly. They pointed out that Meghan had been honest about using Mounjaro under medical supervision. They emphasized that she worked with doctors, nutritionists, and a trainer, and that she never said the journey was easy. Supporters saw her transparency as a refreshing change in a world where many celebrities hide the truth behind their physical transformations. Some cultural critics went even further and questioned the way society treats women in the spotlight. They noted that Meghan had been judged when she was bigger and judged again when she became smaller. The message was clear: she could never win in the court of public opinion. Through all the noise, Meghan tried to stay focused on her health, her music, and her family, but no matter how she moved forward, the spotlight followed, turning a personal decision into a debate she never asked to lead. Meghan Trainor's weight loss journey opens a much bigger conversation, one that goes far beyond a single celebrity. It shows how complicated the relationship is between fame, personal choice, and the expectations people place on public figures. At the heart of this story is a simple question: why do people struggle so much when someone they admire decides to change? For many fans, Meghan wasn't just an artist, she became a symbol of confidence, comfort, and acceptance. All About That bass made listeners feel seen, so when she changed her body years later, some people felt as if the message had changed too. They weren't reacting only to her new appearance. They were reacting to the emotional value they had attached to her old one. This is where the conflict begins. Her use of Mounjaro brought even more tension. The medication is a legitimate medical tool, but online conversations often turn it into something controversial, dangerous, or unfair. Meghan suddenly stood in the middle of a debate about modern weight loss science, even though she was working under medical supervision and speaking honestly about the process. Then there's the double standard. Something Meghan herself pointed out: when she was curvier, people insulted her. After she lost weight, the insults only changed shape. In many ways, she received more negativity for becoming healthier than she ever did for being heavier. What this really reveals is not confusion in Meghan's message, but confusion in society. People often claim to support body choice until the choice is different from what they expect. Meghan's journey forces the public to confront something uncomfortable: that real self-acceptance includes the freedom to grow, to change, and to make decisions that others may never fully understand. And that freedom is something many are still learning to accept. Looking ahead, Meghan Trainor stands at a meaningful crossroads in her career. The controversy around her weight loss may continue, but it doesn't have to shape the rest of her story. Her newest music already shows a stronger, more confident voice, one that isn't afraid to confront difficult moments openly. Still Don't Care is just one example of how she is turning criticism into creativity, using her experiences as fuel instead of fear. Professionally, Meghan now has the chance to redefine what her music represents. She is no longer just the young star behind a single message. She is a mother, a woman who has gone through real health struggles, and an artist who is growing into a new chapter. If she continues to combine honesty with her natural storytelling style, she may reach audiences in deeper, more personal ways. At the same time, the conversation around GLP-1 medications will continue to grow. Meghan's openness places her at the center of a larger discussion about modern health choices. Some believe her honesty may help remove stigma and encourage safer, more informed conversations. Others think it may keep her tied to a debate she never intended to lead. But one thing is clear: Meghan Trainor is moving forward. Her path will likely include new music, new messages, and new ways of expressing who she has become. And for the first time in a long time, she is choosing that path for herself, not for the expectations of others. In the end, Meghan Trainor's story is not about losing weight or changing an image. It is about a woman trying to feel strong again in a world that never stops judging. Fame often turns every personal moment into a public discussion, but behind all the noise is someone simply trying to take care of her health, her confidence, and her peace. Her journey reminds us that people grow, people change, and sometimes choosing a new direction is the bravest thing someone can do. The debates around her transformation may continue, but they do not define her. What matters most is that she is learning to feel at home in her body again, on her own terms, and that truth is something only she can write.